I like talking about this one. If you give an inch, she takes a mile. Okay. Another trap to avoid is giving in to her. And I don't know if you guys saw that that recent like YouTube video I just put out with the car ad, the GMC car, where the guy got her an SUV and he wanted the truck, and she's like, no, I want the truck type thing, and he's like, okay, that's fine, I like red. It's like those little things. If you give her an inch, she will continually take. She will continually test your boundaries. It's just like children. And again, as a classroom teacher, I had so much experience with this. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So here's a trap and this is why it's so confusing for us men, is so here's an example. Like, if you take responsibility and accountability for hurting her feelings, okay? So let's just say you and your girlfriend get in an argument. She yells at you, you yell at her, you raise your voice with her. She starts to cry, okay? Now, as men, we are conditioned to take responsibility for things. So if you go, all right, I'm going to take responsibility, I'm going to be the bigger man, I'm going to take accountability for hurting her feelings. And I'm going to, say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. That was my fault. I shouldn't have lost my temper. Okay? Now, we think that that's like a respectable thing to do. Man to man, that is a respectable thing to do. You can trust your brothers that take accountability and responsibility. You can trust that in them. But what women will do is she will use that in the future because now you admitted you were guilty. So she doesn't go, oh man, you're such a humble, great man for taking responsibility. What she does is she locks that in to her mind and she goes, yep, he admitted it. It must be true. It was his fault that we got in the argument. It was his fault. Now, men that have been through a divorce, I just watched The Marriage Story on Netflix to try to get a better perspective, because guys were saying that they watched it and it gave them like PTSD from when they went through a divorce. So again, I haven't been through a divorce, but I want to try to understand guys better that I'm trying to help. And that's something that now women can, again, if you guys are getting a divorce now, all the rules are out the window. Now all of these things that you admitted to, you took responsibility for, even if it was her fault as well, these are things that now she can bring up to the lawyers, the attorneys. She can bring it up in court. And now, man, you got a lot tougher battle to fight. So if you give her an inch, she will take a mile. When you give in a little bit, she will keep testing the boundaries. This is why a lot of guys will, and I'm very strict when I have my texting principles. Like, I do not reply to a woman ever quicker than she replies to me, ever. I never do that, because I know this game, and I know that you give an inch, she takes a mile, right? So if she wants to talk to me and she tries to play a game and wait 3 hours to text me back, I'm going to wait at least 3 hours, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe a day. Maybe I won't text her back at all. Again, that's the only way that she sees boundaries, is when you do not give in. So that's just one small little rule that I follow with texting. But that is how, when guys go, how do you get women to chase after you? How do you get women to text you out of nowhere? How do you get women to say, hey, I want to come over and all that? It's because I don't ever give an inch. I just know this too well. If you give an inch, she'll try to take a mile. She'll respect you less every inch she takes. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.